You finish the book, your highlights cover every page. Then comes one simple question: what do you actually believe? Suddenly, your notes become very quiet. That is the difference between covering information and understanding you can defend. A strange Oxford learning model turns it into a weekly system. You can borrow its core without attending Oxford. The tutorial starts with one question, not a giant topic, a question that demands judgment. The student gets about 1 week to read competing views and write a clear argument. Then the argument enters the room. The tutor questions each claim. Why believe this? What evidence points the other way? What would change your mind? The finish line is not reading. It is surviving honest questions. Move 1. Choose the question first. Most people begin with a syllabus. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. They hope understanding will appear. A question reverses the order. You decide what must be answered before collecting material. Now every page faces a test. Does it help answer the question? Does it challenge your current answer? If neither is true, keep moving. Reading stops being absorption. It becomes a search. Make the question arguable. Do not ask, what is motivation? Ask, does motivation precede action? Do not ask, what caused the event? Ask which cause mattered most. A useful question creates tension. Reasonable people could disagree. Evidence could change the conclusion. Write the question above your notes. Keep it visible while reading. The question is not decoration. It is your filter. Move 2. Perform a word autopsy. Hard questions rest on keywords. Words like fair, effective, free, successful, necessary, or better. They look obvious until two people use different meanings. Before gathering facts, define the test. What would count as effective? Effective for whom? Over what period? Compared with what alternative? A definition can change the answer before any new fact appears. Move 3. Read for positions, not for pages completed. A long reading list feels impossible. When you try to finish it all, it becomes manageable when you search for positions. Who supports your answer? Who rejects it? Who accepts it only under conditions? What evidence does each side use? Build a table of disagreement. Do not copy every sentence. Capture claims, reasons, exceptions. Now make the positions fight. Write your strongest current answer. Then attack it fairly. Find the evidence you ignored. Name the hidden assumption. Ask where your rule stops working. Then try the uncomfortable move. Defend the side you rejected. Do not build a weak straw. Opponent. Build the strongest opposing case. Take it seriously. That extra step comes from better you, not the official Oxford routine. Your argument now needs a stress test. You do not need a famous tutor. Ask a friend to interrupt politely. Record yourself explaining the answer, or use a written challenge list. What is your main claim? Which evidence matters most? What is the strongest counterexample? What would make the claim false? Where are you still uncertain? If you cannot answer, good. You found the next thing to learn. Here is a on-week version. Day 1. Choose one arguable question. Define its load-bearing words. Days 2 and 3, map positions. Collect support, objections, exceptions. Day 4, draft your answer. Make one claim and defend it. Day 5, build the opposing case. Revise what no longer survives. Day 6, defend the argument aloud. Day 7, write what changed. The change is the evidence that learning actually happened. This method has a boundary. It suits complex, uncertain questions with evidence and disagreement. It cannot replace repeated practice for languages, music, or physical skills, but when judgment is the goal, stop measuring books finished. Measure the questions you can answer, the objections you can face, and the beliefs you can revise. Do not just collect ideas, put one on the table and let honest questions improve it.